I think men, since the beginning of time, have always been competing, not only against each other, but for the woman that they desire. And in today's modern society, we've kind of lost that sort of competition because of things like porn and OnlyFans. They're no longer competing for those women because those women just give it away for free. So there's not really that aspect of like, oh, she's hard to get, so I need to become successful in order to get her.
The shift taking place today isn't nearly as surprising as some women make it out to be. Many men have quietly reconsidered what marriage means to them, while others are only now noticing that change. In 2026, more men are choosing to remain unmarried, and for many observers, that reality has been difficult to accept. What once seemed impossible has gradually become a normal part of the conversation. The biggest changes often happen quietly before anyone realizes they have become permanent.
Listen, I am not available to anybody who thinks they are going to waste my time. If you are not on the same page that I am on, which is only working and spending time with each other to build a relationship that leads to marriage, family, happy ending, no, I'm not going to be wasting my time on you. You do not get my time. Oh, you just want something quick, a little fling. You do not get my time. Oh, you just want to see where it is. You know, you ain't looking for nothing serious. You do not get my time. I don't have time for that. No, I do, but I'm not giving it to you. You know, I got things I want to do. I know my goals. I know what I want. If you're not on the same page with that, remove yourself from my fucking face. Have a good one, though.
For some women, marriage becomes a much higher priority later in life than it once was. That sense of urgency often changes how relationships are approached and what qualities suddenly become important. Timing has a way of influencing priorities more than women like to admit. Reality tends to reshape expectations faster than opinions ever could.
Why are so many men refusing to get married? This is an interesting question, and I don't know if men actually are refusing to get married or not, but it could be a few things. It could be that there's misconceptions about what marriage is. We hear a lot about who benefits from marriage. Is there a benefit to marriage? We hear a lot about men who are taken advantage of in the divorce process or feel like they lost something. I also think there's this mindset where you're with someone, but you're wondering if something better is out there. So why would you commit to marriage if you're worried you're going to miss out on something better? What I would say to women in that situation is if your partner doesn't want to marry you and you want to get married, leave, break up. That's going to end with you guys breaking up anyway. And if you're a single man who never wants to get married, let us know why. We're really curious.
The issue isn't that men fail to see any value in marriage. Many simply look at previous experiences, personal observations, and long-term outcomes before making such a significant commitment. Decisions with lifelong consequences deserve careful consideration rather than emotional pressure. Caution isn't fear, it's often experience speaking.
Men hate commitment. Men hate commitment with all their life. If not that the society expects a man to be married in order to hold certain position, to hold certain hierarchy, to hold certain things, title, a man will never marry. If it's up to a man, they will never marry. Men, they hate marriage, they hate commitment. A man loves it when you are with him and he doesn't have to be accountable to you. Where he's going, what he's doing. That's why they feel like marriage is a cage. And this is why when I see women moving with their boyfriend, you go and carry your bag, you go and move in with a man. You wake up, you cook for him, you clean for him, you wash for him, you wash his clothes, you iron, you do everything. Even the things that his mother has never done for him, you are doing it for him. And you think he'll marry you.
Many people naturally expect effort to be rewarded in some meaningful way. That expectation exists on both sides of a relationship, which is why confusion arises when priorities no longer align. More men are becoming comfortable saying no without feeling the need to justify every decision. Peace doesn't require everyone else's approval.
I just want to get married. I don't want to be someone's girlfriend. I want to be someone's wife. I want to be the kind of wife that when my husband talks to me, his blood pressure goes down. The kind of wife where when I walk into the house, my husband, my kids, like their emotional temperature just stabilizes. The kind of wife where my husband can feel safe telling me anything. Like, I want to be the kind of wife where my husband comes home from work and he's stressed and he comes home to a house that smells good and there's food cooking in the kitchen. But I also want to be that kind of wife that doesn't challenge him but stimulates him intellectually. The kind of wife where he'll never get bored of me. I'll always be up to be playful or even debate with him, to strengthen him when he's weak, to advise him when he's lost, to support him, and to see him, to really see him and understand him like nobody else.
Over time, some men have become more skeptical about promises that sound appealing in the beginning but fail under pressure. Experience often teaches lessons that optimism alone cannot. Trust is built through consistency, not simply through words. Actions always reveal more than intentions.
Why would any rational, disciplined man sign a contract where the other party can break it whenever they feel like and still legally take half of your life's work? That's not love, that's insanity. That's crazy. Because in the United States, 40 to 50% of all marriages end in divorce. So that's not rare, that's a coin flip. And here's the part that young men need to choke on. Nearly 70% of all divorces are initiated by women. Think about that. Most men aren't walking away. They're being removed from the deal. And when that happens, the government doesn't ask any questions. It doesn't investigate effort. It doesn't audit behavior. It just says, cool, split it. Half the house, half the equity, half your retirement. Sometimes your future earnings. Sometimes limiting access to your own kids. All because you signed a piece of paper that assumed that everybody in the relationship would behave forever. That's crazy. That's insane. Marriage is the only contract on planet Earth where the person who breaks it can be rewarded more than the person who upheld it. Quit a job, you don't get a paycheck. Breach a business deal, you get sued. You walk away from an investment, you eat the loss. But marriage, you can leave and still send the man the bill.
The question many men now ask is simple. What meaningful value does marriage offer in today's environment that justifies the risks involved? Everyone will answer that question differently, but more men are taking the time to ask it honestly. Major life decisions deserve careful reflection rather than social pressure. There is nothing unreasonable about weighing both the benefits and the costs.
Marrying late never destroyed a man, but marrying the wrong woman did. Society pushes you guys hard to settle down. Your clock is ticking. Don't be the guy still single at 35. So what do? You guys panic and you rush and you grab the first woman that doesn't say no. And then you spend the next 10 or 15 years bleeding for it. One bad choice is all that it takes. Your peace disappears, your money drains, your focus scatters, your mental health tanks, your momentum dies, your self-respect disappears. But guess what? Loneliness is temporary. You can climb out of that. A toxic marriage, on the other hand, is a cage. Men, waiting is never going to ruin you. Rushing under pressure will.
Social expectations once carried tremendous influence over men's decisions. Today, many are less concerned with outside opinions and more interested in building stable, peaceful lives. Independence has become more attractive than living according to someone else's timeline. Confidence grows when your choices reflect your own values.
Why is it that every man that I've ever spoke to that's been married for a significant amount of time will always tell you, don't get married? I'll never forget in high school, there would be parties where all the parents would be around. The wives would be on one side and the men would be on the other side, all the husbands. And every time they would talk to me and they would tell me, whatever you do, enjoy it. Don't get married. And it's just like their wives are about 15 feet away and they're all saying all this negative stuff about it. And you see the divorce rate is constantly going up. And it makes you wonder, what's the point of even getting married?
Many men also learn by watching those who came before them. Stories from fathers, brothers, co-workers, and longtime friends often shape how younger men view commitment. Personal experience is powerful, but observing others can be equally influential. Wisdom is often borrowed before it is earned.
Girl, I told y'all several times, men don't care. Why do y'all keep believing they do? You need to care about some money. That's what you need to care about. Or a man with some money. The meaner you are and the less you care, the more the man is going to care. Because you've emotionally dragged them in.
At the end of the day, every individual is free to choose the life that best aligns with their own priorities. Many men have simply decided that protecting their peace, finances, and future is the direction they want to take. Whether others agree with that decision is ultimately their choice. The calmest response is often to keep moving forward without feeling the need to convince anyone else. If the message hit, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.